Welcome to Localization News You Can Use, your daily dose of localization know how for September 5th, 2025. Today, we're covering several key developments, from major industry recognitions and technology reports to deep shifts in localization strategy and the growing importance of security. Starting with platform news, Phrase has been named a leader by an independent analyst firm. This recognition highlights the company's position within the language technology industry, acknowledging its enterprise level solutions that integrate translation management, machine translation, and workflow automation. In other industry analysis, NIMSY has released its latest Language Technology Radar report. This report serves as a guide to the current landscape of language technologies, mapping out the various tools and platforms available. It helps organizations navigate the ecosystem, from translation management systems to neural machine translation engines, providing clarity on a complex and crowded market. Turning to technological innovation, Microsoft Research has unveiled a new model called Vibe Voice, designed for long-form, context-aware speech synthesis. Vibe Voice aims to generate natural sounding speech that maintains emotional consistency over extended periods. This has significant implications for the localization of audiobooks, e learning content, and video dubbing, promising more engaging and less robotic synthetic voiceovers. This development is part of a broader trend where AI agents are becoming more integrated into enterprise workflows, handling complex content related tasks. These advancements are fueling a significant strategic shift in the industry, a topic central to discussions around an upcoming localization event. The consensus is that the industry is rapidly moving away from manual, segment based translation workflows. Instead, two primary tracks are emerging. The first is an industrialized pipeline focused on high volume content, driven by automation and standardized quality metrics. The second is a hyper specialized track centered on cultural consulting, where deep human nuance and market specific expertise are critical. This evolution redefines the role of localization professionals. Linguists are increasingly moving upstream to become data curators, cultural researchers, and content strategists, shaping content before it even enters the translation phase. Localization managers are evolving from process gatekeepers into strategic enablers who provide platforms, governance, and automated frameworks for their organizations. The goal is to wire localization directly into content creation systems, shifting from per word pricing to models based on value and impact. A practical example of this strategic integration comes from a case study involving Skyscanner. The company successfully built an in-house localization team that works closely with product and marketing, demonstrating how bringing localization expertise closer to the core business can drive global growth and user engagement. Insights from the recent SlaterCon conference further support this trend. Florian Fays of Slater pointed out a persistent gap between the integrated AI-powered solutions that enterprise buyers need and the more traditional services that many LSPs offer. This highlights the pressure on service providers to adapt their offerings to meet the demands of a more technologically integrated market. As the industry evolves, so does the need for continuous professional development. In line with this, Dorota Paulak has launched a Back to School series, offering resources and learning opportunities for localization professionals to stay current with the latest trends, tools, and strategies. However, the rapid adoption of new technology brings challenges, particularly around security and data privacy. A timely reminder comes from a discussion about the risks associated with AI note-taking applications. While these tools offer convenience, they can pose security threats if they are not properly vetted for data handling and privacy protocols. This concern extends to the broader supply chain, as emphasized by Richard Sykes in a conversation about managing subprocessors. With regulations like GDPR, companies are responsible for the data security practices of all their vendors, making diligent subprocessor management more critical than ever. On a final and inspiring note, NASA is making its scientific discoveries more accessible through its Language Space initiative. This project focuses on translating NASA's complex research and educational materials for a global audience, demonstrating the vital role of localization in advancing science communication and education worldwide. And as we look at the future of the industry, it's also worth acknowledging its pioneers. A recent profile celebrated the legacy of Kato Lam, one of the earliest simultaneous interpreters. Her work redefined professional language services and laid the groundwork for the global communication we facilitate today. Thank you for listening to this episode of Localization News You Can Use, your daily dose of localization know-how.